and welcome to the Your Success Personally podcast with your host, yours truly, Vanessa G, where we will talk about success as defined by you. Here, we don't look at the playbook of others to bring you down. Instead, we are going to cover topics that pertain to how you, as an individual, can reach your goals and potential. Don't look at others to define your success. You create it. Your rules, your way, and how you get there. Are you ready? Let's go. Hi, and welcome back to the Your Success Personally podcast with your host, yours truly, Vanessa G. I was laughing to myself because I said, oh my goodness, look at me. I'm looking at my reflection, actually in my computer screen. And I said, oh boy, I have such a big smile on my face. But I do enjoy meeting with you guys each and every time. And I am excited today. We are back once again to talk about your journey to success. I wonder how you all are doing out there. I hope that you will take a moment to interact with me, to follow me at Your Success Personally on Instagram, and, say a shout out, say hello, react to one of the episodes. I really would like your feedback. And today, especially today, I want to talk with you about overcoming. I kind of alluded to this in my last episode, what's needed to be successful. And I am a big believer that the ability to overcome in life will go a long way to becoming and being successful. So I hope that this particular episode, which, like I said, I'm interested in the things that are a little deeper than just the surface tactics that we use in our journeys to be successful. Of course, those things are needed, but I am looking for us to kind of go deeper with ourselves as we embark upon our different roads to success. It's not an easy thing out there. Maybe some people who have made it, they make it look easy, but for sure, read some biographies, that anyone successful, there are rare occasions where people just fall into success. They typically have to work hard. And it's not always about those tactical principles and stuff that helps them get to where they are. Much of the time, it is about those things that are internal. So that's why we're talking about today, overcoming. So again, I am a big believer that the ability to overcome in life will go a long way to becoming and being successful. So what does it mean to overcome? Of course, I'm definitely one to check a dictionary and to do a Google search. And this is what I found. Success in dealing with a problem or difficulty. Overcome or to overcome means to prevail over an opponent, overpower or overwhelm. So as I look at the success of others and even as I look at what has moved me forward, overcoming has been a part of it. In every part of life, we are bound to face challenges in our journey towards success or just in our daily living. So let's talk a little bit about the things that we have to overcome, which are obstacles. So we can all start out with an idea, a dream for our lives, for our goals, dreams for our goals, how we want to live, a dream about that living that we hope to get to. But I'm sure you know that sometimes there are things, obstacles that come up in life that will and can block us from where we want to be in life and with our goals. Obstacles that we come up against can be unexpected. For example, like illness with self or with a family member, financial misfortune, or poor decision making. This one stings for me personally. Poor decision making on our own part. So, what makes for an overcomer? Let's talk about some of the characteristics of a person who's able to overcome. I hope in this podcast and even in this episode in particular, that it'll be an encouragement to you. You do not have to stay stuck in terms of your mindset or believe that you won't be able to become successful. And I want to just share some thoughts about some of the characteristics of an overcomer. And as I name some of these characteristics, let me know if some of these you identify with. So, someone who overcomes is someone who is courageous. A person who is an overcomer is someone who has courage. In the midst of trying times, courage is so needed to be successful. It takes courage to decide to move forward when you feel like you want to quit. It takes courage to take a step out on faith, to keep going when you feel sick, tired, defeated, or discouraged, especially when your downfall came at your own hands because of your mistakes. But courage takes us really far in all parts of our lives. It takes courage to be vulnerable, particularly when you're doing something new. I wrote a book about lessons I learned mostly from my mistakes in my life so that I could be a blessing to someone else. Because I know I'm not the only one who has experienced some of what I experienced. There may be someone who needs the encouragement to know that they are not alone. And if I can make it, they can make it too. So courage is a characteristic to being an overcomer. Next, the person who is an overcomer, that person has conviction. Being someone who believes in what you are doing and pursuing will help you gain the strength to overcome. It's about the motivation you get because you believe in what you are doing more, maybe, than believing in yourself. There is something about working on something higher than your own selves that gives us the conviction to continue. The person who is able to overcome has the ability to concentrate on the details. So, for sure, in any new thing, for anything we work on that we want to be successful in, we have to be able to concentrate on the details of what needs to be done. And this is really a practical matter as to what you are looking to accomplish and overcome. Another characteristic of an overcomer is the refusal to be discouraged by others. This one is huge. So there may be people you know, haters, and sometimes, unfortunately, we have people in our lives whom we love and we know love us, friends and family, yikes, who just don't see what you see in what you're doing. The vision that you have for your project, the business you're trying to get off the ground, the book you're trying to write, whatever the case, they just don't see the vision. Let me say this. Don't let them discourage you from moving forward with your dreams. Guess what? Your dreams may not be for everyone. So you have to be willing to look past the naysayers, well-meaning or not, and look toward overcoming what others say you can't do because of the obstacles, and choose to encourage yourself in the process of accomplishing your goals. And let me tell you, and I'll speak from my own personal experience, it is a wonderful thing to have the support of people when you're looking to pursue a new project, when you're looking to achieve your goals. Doing this book, Nothing Wasted, Lessons Learned from Along My Journey, I did not think, it's a funny thing. So some people I thought would truly embrace what I was doing. They didn't. They didn't. Certain people I thought would be like, oh, yes, I went online. I got it. I got you. Some of the people that I thought would do that, even for some of the people that I gave out my book to for free, and it weren't many, but just a chosen few, there were some in that number that didn't even acknowledge that they even opened it, or even expressed any feedback. And, it would have been okay. Perhaps maybe they didn't like it. I don't know. But that doesn't matter to me, because in my instance, what I had to say was, I'm looking to help some people, but again, I know it's not for everybody. And even just to have had feedback would have been great. I am so blessed, though. I really have some great close friends, and I have a great family who, was so supportive of me. And that part I appreciate. But at the end of the day, you have to be prepared for when people are not encouraging you as you're looking to create a new project. You have to be prepared. You have to be mentally prepared and, have a bit of a thick skin, if you will, so that you can keep doing what you're doing, So for sure, this one strikes a chord for me. You have to stay encouraged and do not allow yourself to be discouraged by those who tell you, hey, I don't know that you could really do this. The next characteristic of someone who is an overcomer is that they have the ability to focus on what they hope to achieve and overcome. So what am I saying? Well, you have a dream. You have a vision. You can overcome most anything. And let me give you this. And you may be struggling with something that is permanent in the way of, let's say, a physical limitation. But a physical limitation does not have to limit your mind. Sometimes when we experience challenges, like in our health, we should look carefully at our situation. Sometimes it is about getting to your goal in a different way. Maybe it's about doing something totally different, and different isn't necessarily bad. It's maybe thinking outside of the box on how to get to goal. I believe and I have seen God turn what looks like the worst circumstances into something better than one has ever had before. So don't allow those things to hinder you. Instead, focus in on your dreams. Focus in on the vision that you have for whatever it is that you're doing, and go for it. So some of those things are just what I came up with as characteristics of someone who is an overcomer. And maybe one of those traits you have. I can't believe that you wouldn't. Everyone has at least one of those things going for them. So what are some of the ways that you can overcome? When you're down, guess what? You do not have to be out. I don't know it all, but there are some actions that have worked for me in the past to help me to overcome some of my challenges. So one of the first things is real simple, real plain. Have a plan, or rather make a plan. While you don't know what's going to happen in the future, you can always plan ahead. Sometimes you have to stop and look at the patterns in your life and see what challenges you've struggled with in the past. Do an assessment on the situation. Think about the possible outcomes and make a plan for how you can achieve them. The next thing, know that you're not alone. Like I said, everyone in this world has their low points and their challenges. Some may handle or even hide it better than others. But the truth is, whatever you are going through, there are others who have been through it too. You are not alone. You are not alone. So you should feel empowered to reach out to those who are trusted and love you. Speak your feelings and express your concerns in all settings of your life. It is okay. Other people are trying to create things. They're trying to do things. And they struggle and have challenges and obstacles too. So know that you're not alone. And with that, ask for help. Again, whether you're looking at to those who love you or other trusted friends, you don't have to feel ashamed to ask for help. Guess what? Even when you feel like you're all by yourself, you need to know that there are people who want to help you succeed. Feel your feelings. Listen, be in touch with your feelings. Now, I would never say, just go ahead and grin and bear it. I would never say that. How you feel is how you feel, and those feelings won't go away. Take some time to feel what you feel. And when you feel and share your feelings, especially, you may also be able to see your situation in a different light. And it could lead you to help you come up with those outside of the box type of solutions that will help you to overcome any challenge you might have. Another way to overcome is to accept support. So you ask for help, realize you need help, and then be open to those who want to support you. You just never know who's out there who sees what you're doing, somehow can connect, even sometimes a stranger, and say, you know what, this is something I might want to invest in, and they see your vision. So be willing to, and open, of course, to accept support. On the flip side, why not try and help someone else? Right? So if you've been through a situation and you have advice for someone who's going through a tough time like maybe you've done in the past, help out. Be willing to give that ear, give that word of wisdom. And guess what? Helping others not only benefits the person that you're helping, but it'll help you feel better about yourself as well. Another way to overcome? Think big. Now that part, that might feel a little scary, but guess what? It's easy to let yourself think small because of fear of failure or even the fear of making a decision. So if you've made the bad decisions in the past, you might feel like, I don't know, afraid to make decisions now because you have a bad track record. But to accomplish great things in life, you have to be open and willing to take risks. And whatever challenges may arise, always think big and dream big. You know, the Bible says with God, all things are possible. So be willing, be daring, trust God, and think big. Try not to let your, if I may say, worldly thoughts get in your way of your dreams. Another thing is to have a positive mindset. So I'm going back to the Bible. In Philippians 4, the Bible says to think on those things that are true, those things that are lovely. And I'm paraphrasing, by the way, but it's there. When you think positively, you bring positiveness or positivity into your life. What you think becomes your reality. Train your mind to think positively. And it's hard, I get it, because the world doesn't think that way. Mainstream culture is negative first before positive. But you have to be willing to do this to overcome. This will take both time and practice, and it begins with just being aware of how your mind works. Mental awareness. You know, you can talk to yourself in a positive way. It's called saying affirmations. Looking in the mirror and telling yourself something positive about you, about your business, about what you're doing. You can also decide to meditate. And if you're not using affirmations, this works well even with Bible scriptures. There to encourage you and to help you change your thoughts from a negative bend to a more positive one. This should be obvious, but sometimes we need the reminder. The next way to overcome is just don't give up. When a challenge arises, don't give up. Persistence is a huge key to overcoming challenges. Giving up means that you will neither overcome the challenge nor learn from it. Nothing will be. Power through challenges by asking for support, feeling your feelings, making a plan, working it through, and thinking positively, of course. Lastly, another way to overcome is to work smart and not hard. Okay, I've talked about hard work, and listen, I feel like I've done a lot of hard work. And generally, there is more than one way to get something done. However, there's always just one optimal way or best way of doing a particular thing. To work smarter rather than harder, start by working backwards, right? Sometimes you have to stop, go back, outline, and define your goal. Then you'll want to plan the process for how to get there. Then you have to do your research, right? So then research comes and figure out how other people did it, if it's something that's already established. Or just think about how you might do it if it's something that's new. You have to take account of your abilities and skills and ideas for how you may be able to do whatever it is that you're looking to do in a better way or just being great. And then stay focused, stick to your path, and just do what you do to get the job done and get to goal. These are the ways of overcoming. Not all, but just some of the ways. So my question to you is, are you overcoming or are you stuck? Stuck in fear? Stuck by yourself, or at least in those thoughts, those negative thoughts of being alone? Or are you willing to dig in and not give up? Are you willing to change your thoughts about yourself and what you're doing? Can you think big? Maybe what you're trying to do, really, you could do more. You can make it bigger. And while you're doing all this, are you willing to get help, to ask for it, to receive it? Are you reaching out and connecting with others so that you don't feel like you're all alone? And basically, sometimes you have to just go back and make a plan. Everyone has the ability to be an overcomer. Sometimes you could feel like you don't have any courage at all, but I don't believe that to be true of anyone. It's just a matter of taking that first step, having that strong belief in what you're doing and that it's a good thing, right? And I pray that whatever the pursuit is, that it is a good pursuit, that is something that will be helpful to others, you know? Are you willing to pay attention to the details, to stay focused on what needs to be done? These are the characteristics of an overcomer and the ways, some of the ways of overcoming. Let me know what your story is. Are you courageous enough to share with us on Instagram at Your Success Personally? I would love to hear your success story. So feel free to leave a comment there, especially as to how you overcome. So, we have come to the end of our time today. I hope our discussion was helpful to you. I wish you positive vibes and encourage you to do you as you climb the ladder of success. If you are feeling this episode, please decide to subscribe and join the success journey. For more encouragement along the way, follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Your Success Personally, and continue to listen wherever podcasts can be found. And remember, your success by your rules. Bye-bye.